to do a little Q&A. I asked you guys to ask me some questions, and I have my morning cup of tea here. If you have a beverage or a snack, go get that. We can sit and sip on our drinks together. Okay, probably my most frequently asked questions is, how old am I? I'm 20 years old. I turned 21 in September. Where are you from? I am from California. Some people have already guessed that, which I don't know what's the giveaway. Yeah, I'm from Northern California to be more exact. And what am I studying? I am studying communications, and it's like so broad that like I don't even really know specifically what in communications I want to do. There's so many ideas I have, and like they all fall under communication, so like interior design, writing of some sort, like media and social media and all of that. There's so many things, but I like went into college undeclared, and I just declared it just because there were so many opportunities for me. So yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm studying. What are my zodiac placements? I love this question because if you didn't already know, I love astrology. I don't know if I've really talked about it on this channel, but I love learning about astrology and like my chart and stuff. I guess I'll just answer my big three. I'm a Libra sun, Gemini rising, and Aquarius moon. What are my favorite books, TV shows, and movies? So I'll just do my all-time favorite, so I don't get like too much in it. All-time favorite book is A Little Life. I can't remember the author's name because it's like a long name. I'll put the book here and like the author. It is just like, even if you're not a crier, you will cry. It is just written so poetically, so beautifully. It talks about trauma and like life struggles, but like heavy stuff, so it's there's definitely like a trigger warning on that, but the writing itself is so good, and the characters, like you connect to them. And it's a long book. It's like almost 800 pages, I believe. So definitely not like a light read, but if you're into like the deeper stuff, I highly recommend. All-time favorite TV show? It's weird because I watch a lot of TV shows. Like I feel like I've seen so many shows, yet I just don't really have like a favorite. But if I'm gonna decide, it would either be New Girl or maybe even Gilmore Girls, just because it's such like a nostalgic show. Yeah, I'm gonna say just either of those two shows. I'm not really sure though. All-time favorite movie kind of goes the same for TV shows, except for I actually haven't seen that many movies. I feel like I started watching more movies just this past year, so I'm just gonna go off of the ones that I've like seen recently and really loved. La La Land, The Truman Show, and maybe Lady Bird. It's also filmed in my hometown, so I feel like I have like a attachment to that, but yeah, I think those three. I'm not really sure. Comment movie recommendations, because clearly I am not educated in the movie realm, so let me know some good movies to watch. Okay, someone asked, what are my best and worst traits? Okay, I'm gonna start off with worst because for whatever reason that's what's popping up in my head before my best quality. But my worst quality, I would say, is my tendency to get in my head, because so many things stem from overthinking, like anxiety, assuming things, taking things personally. Yeah, I tend to do that a lot. I blame it on my zodiac placements because they're all air, so I'm very much in my head in that sense. But no, yeah, I tend to overthink a lot, so I would say that's my worst quality. And my best quality, it's kind of the counterpart to that, like the opposite, like the yin and the yang is, I feel like I'm very thoughtful, which is kind of funny that that's like what I think my best trait is. Yeah, I would consider myself a very thoughtful person. Like, I feel like I don't truly fit into the categories of the 4 love languages or 5 love languages, because I would say when I really care about someone, I just like doing things that are thoughtful. Like, I just thought of them and I like told them, oh, thinking of you, or sending them a song that reminds me of them, or I don't know, like stuff like that. So, and even if I don't act on it, I'm thinking of them, you know? So, and like having people's best interests in mind. So yeah, I would say that's my best and my worst trait. So I'm gonna ask favorite music artists. Okay. My all-time favorite is Mac Miller. R.I.P. I love him. His music is just one of like the only people's musics that I like truly connect with. Like, I feel like I've heard a lot of people say that about him also, but like maybe it's his lyrics or his vulnerability. Yeah, so he's like my top favorite, but I also love Steve Lacy. Like, he's like a close second. Some other ones I'm just gonna throw out there, they're not like in order, but Harry Styles. I don't know where that came from. Harry Styles. I've been listening to Lana Del Rey a lot more recently. So yeah, I've been loving her, Tyler the Creator, SZA, The Internet. Yeah, there's so many more. I don't know. I'm gonna link or put my Spotify somewhere here, and I'll put it somewhere on the screen. Someone asked, what do I do when I start to feel anxious? And then following that, was I anxious about starting a YouTube channel, and how have I overcome it? Okay, this is kind of a loaded question because anxiety is no fucking joke. It's yeah, I'm still like learning what works for me because I kind of just came out of a really like anxious era of my life. Like social anxiety was like a heavy struggle for me. And so I'm kind of just coming out of that and like learning to not feed into the anxiety when it comes up. So I'm just gonna share what works for me, and I'm still learning also, but for me, of course, deep breaths is the typical thing everyone says, but like they actually do work wonders, like if you're actually like intentional about your breaths. And I guess same goes for meditation, but that doesn't always work for me. I feel like for me, what works for me is like getting out of my head and into my body. So any like physical activity. So yoga honestly is like a big thing for me because it's basically just like a moving meditation. So for me, like I feel like I can't really like sit still for that long of a time with meditation unless I've like been practicing it and like am in the groove of like presence and all of that. But yeah, yoga is a huge thing for me. Because you kind of have no choice but to like feel into your body. And like same goes for like working out, but I'm just not a big workout girly. Like I like yoga and like Pilates at most. But yeah, whatever physical activity works for you, even just going on a walk, and then journaling, of course. I know everyone says that too, and like I know a lot of people don't really know where to start when journaling. So I can make a video about that if anyone wants it. I know I've gotten a couple of comments about that. Even if you feel like you're like so anxious that you're like overwhelmed and you literally have no idea where to start writing, just like stream of consciousness, just start with like the little things, like, okay, this is what I'm feeling right now, these are like the current emotions. I guess it's just for me, like when I start feeling anxious, that's when I start to spiral and like thoughts are just like overwhelming my mind. But it's important to know that like you are not your thoughts, you are just aware of your thoughts, and sometimes your thoughts can consume you, but that doesn't mean that you have to attach yourself to them. And journaling and meditation and all the things I've just said kind of help to realize that. So I hope that helped someone. I'm still learning, like I said, so I don't know if that was like the best advice, but yeah. And then following that, for my YouTube channel, I definitely was anxious when I first started my YouTube channel. I don't have the videos uploaded on my channel right now, but I started like actually posting back in high school, and I don't know where like my boldness came from wanting to post in high school, because the only people that were viewing it were said people from high school. But yeah, of course, I was super anxious. I was nervous about people's perceptions of me. But following how have I overcome it, the thing that just like, I guess, keeps me going is the fact that like my passion and love for making and filming videos outweighs people's perceptions. Like at the end of the day, it's something that I'm doing for myself and something that I've always done. I've literally been filming and like making little videos since I was like 10 years old with like American Girl doll stop motions. Filming and editing and just like making videos and like all of that has always been in the back of my mind, and it's always something that I've loved doing. So if that, if that like resonates with you and you just feel like a passion towards making videos, who cares what anyone else thinks? Like, you're doing it for yourself. Also, like, we live on a floating rock in outer space. Like, all of these like anxious thoughts and stuff just seem so minuscule when you're thinking of like the bigger picture. Yeah, so if you want to do it, go for it. I never thought I would be having like a platform, but I'm just doing it for myself and good things have come out of it, so you never know what will happen. Someone said, how would I break the cycle of repetitive summer days when spending it alone and not having a car? Not having a car is definitely a big thing, because obviously it's so easy to say like go out and do something. If you're limited to just your house, I feel like that's when hobbies come in. That's when like you really have to start experimenting with the hobbies that you enjoy, or if you don't know any hobbies you enjoy, like finding what those are for you, because it is so easy to just rot away in your room. Like, trust me, like that was me last summer. Reading and being outside, like even just being in my backyard makes such a big difference. Like getting some sunlight, because even if you're just at home, like why not spend it in the best possible way? Why not romanticize whatever you have? If you have a backyard or like some sort of like nature like place outside like at your disposal, take advantage of it, because even if you're not doing anything, if you're doing nothing outside, it's better than being inside in your room, because that is what makes things feel repetitive. Doing something different every day, I know is like a hard thing to just come up with new things, but I feel like that's how your days are like distinctive from each other, so they don't all just like mesh up in one and feel like this big repetitive cycle of, you know, the normal tasks. And then definitely if you do have a car, obviously that's a privilege to have, but if you do, doing little like solo dates, like going to like the movie theaters alone, going to the museum alone, just taking yourself out for like lunch or dinner or breakfast or whatever, getting coffee, going to a coffee shop. Yeah, and just like appreciating your alone time. Like, you only have yourself at the end of the day. Making peace with that and becoming your own best friend is just like makes spending time alone that much more fun and rewarding. Like, it's actually like filling your own cup instead of just feeling lonely. So yeah, I hope that made sense and helped anyone. Okay, last question I'm gonna answer. Someone asked, who/what inspires me? I feel like I get inspiration from so many things, like truly. I don't know, I derive inspiration from many different things. So as for like overall, for sure Pinterest, but as for like certain people, it's hard to say a clear answer, because people inspire me for different things. Like, I have inspiration for my YouTube channel, I have inspiration for my style, for just like my mental health, for spirituality and practicing that. But a few people that come to mind, Hitomi, I'm gonna butcher her last name, so I'm not even gonna say it, but she inspires me in so many ways. Moya Hanadra, Hannah Maloche, and then more for like style, I would definitely say like Enya, Orion, Lucy McFadden, Ruby Lynn. All right, those are all the questions I'm gonna be answering. If I did not answer your question, maybe I'll answer it just personally in the little forum thing that I posted. But thank you so much for anyone who asked questions. Like, it just blows my mind that I even have people who want to know these things about me. And this is my first Q&A, so I'm sorry if it was a little bit all over the place. I like don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm working on it, and maybe in the future I'll be doing more Q&As. So yeah, thanks for tuning in.